Sir Jeff Hurst, the Trevor Brooking and Billy Bonds, Paolo Di Canio, West Ham United. We celebrate our victories, we stick together in defeat. I'm proud of our history, West Ham United, more than just a podcast, more than just a podcast.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is more than just a podcast. Season 12, episode 55. 55 in one season. But the season's almost finished. We have 2 games this week. No Booches. They're at a birthday party. I can't remember which Booch's birthday it is, but John and George are at that.
One of the girls.
One of the girls.
I don't think they said, did they?
I can't remember which one. I could look it up. Let's start with Europe. Conference League. Yay!
I'm in my shed.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Where are you? What are you doing, Nigel?
I'm in my shed.
Hang on.
Okay, sort it out.
Apologies. Len, where are you? What are you doing?
Back in the world of audiobility. Doing a pod with you.
Yeah, what happened last week? You
I
sound
had my AirPods on because I was doing a painting. And I said to Sean, I said, do they sound okay? He went, yeah, they sound fine.
fucking didn't.
No.
lied.
Why didn't no one say anything?
I don't know.
Sounded
I thought you was in a different room.
I'll tell you what. You think we're amateur? When I went on Sports Bar, that's amateur hour. Real
They
amateur.
did sound pissed.
They were. They'd been drinking wine. They were late. Who's the other guy from Cundy? I can't remember. O'Hara. He was late. They prepared no questions. They kept on giggling and just stopping halfway through because it was a pre-record. And I thought we were bad. At least we can sort of carry on. Shower. Absolute shower. I refuse to go and talk sport anymore. Well, until the next time they ask me. Anyway, let's talk about Europe. Len, you went.
Yes.
Because I know you love those European nights and the.
You know I didn't go. You know it.
But Nigel went, no, didn't he? Nigel, you'd never miss a European semi-final.
Nigel wouldn't normally, but those that listened last week would have heard my voice.
Yeah, a lot of people were feeling sorry for you, which
Sounding a bit funny, and I soldiered on
oh,
through.
is he really all right? Oh, he'll live.
But what people don't realise is I actually got worse as the week progressed. And I've just
kill you,
tablets.
makes you stronger. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah, so I'm still breathing in between.
Are you going to die?
Coughing. I try not to cough here, so I try and mute it. There's lots of coughing. I have officially got bronchitis.
Oh, right.
Which is obviously that's why I'm short of breath. And
Long COVID, maybe.
Well, no, I'm still suffering the effects from when I caught COVID in December 2021.
Long COVID.
And it is a bit funny.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Dodsey had to do one better than you and go to hospital with chest pains because he couldn't be done out by you, could he? But he still carried on, went to Brentford. You miss Brentford as well. Anyway, let's start with you.
Well, after all, yeah.
Yeah, go on.
What was it that the scarecrow didn't have?
A heart?
No, that was the lion. No.
A brain.
Yeah. It was the Tin Man that didn't have an heart.
All right, okay.
So,
nearly. Len, let's start with you. I hope
bully,
you
Sean.
watched it.
You bully.
I know. On BT
Sean's a
Sport.
bully now.
I know. BT Sport.
What about it?
Well, did you watch the game? Let's start off with that.
Sorry, okay. Yeah, I did.
Let me remind you, we won 2-1. We went behind after 41 minutes.
Yeah, it was a funny old one.
And second half, we came back into it with a Benrahma penalty and an Antonio winner. Just bringing you up to speed of what game we're talking about. It was a semi-final, by the way. A semi-final in Europa Conference League. You back with us, Len?
Yeah. All
good.
right.
Good. All right.
Jesus Christ. Bully. So, yeah, I mean, it was a game that was always going to be inconclusive, and I'm wondering if we've done enough, really, because we had a good chance of more. I wasn't very impressive with AZ Alkmaar.
Well, they tried to stop us playing the game, didn't they? They two things. One, they didn't want us to. They wanted a lot of possession, but they didn't seem
haven't
to
seen
want
us
to.
play then.
Yeah, I know.
Clearly.
They wanted a lot of possession, but they didn't really want to do a lot with it. You know, they weren't really getting lots of shots on target. And then they seemed to be time wasted. Even before they scored their goal, they were time wasted. It was like, yeah, we're happy with 0-0, you know?
Do you think they're happy with that result?
No, I think they wanted a draw. Now they've got to come out and get something, and we can sit back and try and frustrate them and time waste and try and keep the ball, because we're really good at that.
Okay.
Who's the minority shareholder of Alphabet FC?
It's not Daniel Kretinsky, is it?
It's not, no.
Oh,
You know this. Who's the...
Is
Why
this
will I
someone
know it?
Dutch?
Because I'm surprised you didn't talk about it. He's not Dutch, actually. He's American.
Oh, no, I
Oh,
don't
is it
know.
our director?
No, it's not. It's
Is it
Billy
American?
Bean. Billy Bean is part owner of AZ.
Oh,
Billy
yeah,
Bean.
Billy Bean.
Billy
There
Bean.
you go.
There you
Who's
go.
I know
Billy
him.
Bean? I know Billy Joel.
No, Billy Bean, he grows the beans. That's why he's Billy Bean.
Moneyball.
Oh, right.
You know who Billy Bean is. He's the bloke.
No, I don't, Sean.
Come on, really? The bloke who invented the whole Moneyball thing.
Is that who was
film with
played
Brad
by in the film?
Yeah.
He was played by the
Brad
guy
Pitt.
who does Superbad.
He was played by Brad Pitt. Oh, I don't know
Oh.
what Superbad is, and he the whole film Moneyball was about Billy Bean, who
Wasn't it a baseball thing, though?
it was a baseball thing, yeah. But anyway, it's not a baseball podcast; it is a
Certainly
football
not.
podcast. Yeah, I mean, what did they have? Did you what did you see that they might come back with us next week?
Well, I thought they were technically okay with not too much attacking threat, but what I'm fearing is the overconfidence from our fans. Like you just said, Alphabet FC.
Alphabet FC.
It does sound like a lot like Astra Gugu.
Yeah. Airport
what I'm
this
saying?
way. Prague. Airport that way. Prague this way.
Yeah.
It's going to be
'Cause
3-1,
we're
mate.
really
It's going to
good.
be 3. Alphabet.
Because
He
we're
was-
a really good
This is
team.
like a 10-year-old, wasn't it?
Alphabet spaghetti. It's all he is,
I
Bryce.
know. It was funny, though. It was one of those viral moments.
But yeah, I mean, this is the problems with two legs. Nothing's concluded. You can't win it.
Come on,
really in
we'd
the
rather be
first leg.
1-0 up than drawing
Oh, I'm not
1-0
complaining.
down.
I'm pleased. I'm very pleased. But they felt like we left something out there, if you ask me.
Gutted that Ben Rama didn't bury the one in front of open goal. It looked the easiest shot of the
didn't look
night.
too urgent. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I wonder if that's going to bite us on the arse.
yeah.
I reckon they come off the field, they looked at that. If they watch it again, they've probably thought we could have got at
You'll
least
like
one
this stats
more.
then. We had 43, so they did have a bit more possession on 57.
Mm.
We had, get ready for this, drum roll please. I don't have a drum roll ready. 18 shots, 7 on target. They had 8 shots, 3 on target. 3 on target.
Mm.
They didn't have a single corner to our 4. And it wasn't a dirty game. 7 fouls to their 6.
Okay.
So, I know, Nigel, did you watch it? Were you too poorly? Was Sam bringing you little cold towels to put on your head and like bring you Lemsip and tuck you?
No, she went out.
Oh, you watch it on your own with some cuppa soup and some.
Listen, I don't know what middle class world you live in. Yeah, well, I've got a good idea. Yeah, but it definitely ain't like that for the working class.
What'd you have then? Honey and whiskey.
Bottle of Lucozade. And that was medicine when we were kids, wasn't it, Len?
Yeah. Definitely thicker as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
and it had the cellophane around it. You could only get it in
That
boots.
made it special, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Did your throat hurt as well, or was it just a cough?
No, yeah. So, Thursday it was my throat was swollen.
You want to use that spray, ultra.
I got an antiseptic.
Yeah,
I had an
that
antiseptic
spray. That's
spray
good.
and stuff. So Thursday I was that bad I couldn't even go to work.
What happened to your ticket?
Charlie went with and took a friend who had never been to football before.
Oh, really?
I think we've got a new West Ham fan.
Oh, excellent.
Oh.
So there you go.
Male or female?
Male.
Is your boys out already, or
look? Charlie's allowed to take a female friend just because he's married to your daughter. Doesn't mean he can't take a female friend to football. We live in the modern age.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's a no.
Charlie don't drink tea. So yeah, I watched it, and
did you get the light? Did you get the light show on the film on the thing or not? Did they show it on the coverage? The light show.
Yeah, I think they did actually. They did show it as the players come out, and
a few more fireworks this time.
Yeah, I watched the build up with the Cole brothers and whoever the girl was from BT. I don't mind BT Sport. Funny, a lot of people moan.
Yeah, I like.
I mean, Cole, bless him. I ain't got a downer on him. I think he's a lovely bloke. I was pleased with his time at West Ham. I'm not going to stand here and pretend he was the greatest forward in the world, because he wasn't. Last week we spoke about how many games people played, and it was like 200 odd for Colton Cole.
Yeah.
Of course, Colton Cole, I believe, holds the record for being the substitute most times for West Ham. Yeah, coming on, which is not a great thing. His goal record for 214 games is, what was it, 40 goals? Was it something like that? Not fantastic. I was okay with him until we went down, and then he took a pay cut and he stayed, and he always showed love to the club. The club love him back, but Jesus Christ, he's not the best pundit in the world.
I wonder how much he gets paid. Ian Wright gets 150 grand. Well, and Jamie Carragher $1 million.
What, per game?
No, per year. Gary Neville 1.1 million. Gary Lineker's the top.
I'd imagine, right?
Hold up. Justify that.
Ian Wright probably gets more. The thing about Ian Wright is he'll do BBC. He also does ITV, and then I think he also does Sky or BT Sport. So Ian Wright dots himself about. He ain't got a gig with one big player. He likes to spread the love. Yeah, obviously, Lineker used to be on both. So quite how you judge that. Carragher's only on Sky, isn't he?
Yeah.
Even though they do appear on like the American. I saw a thing the other day
get paid per game, I would imagine. Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I thought. He was on like an American one with Thierry Henry, Carragher, and Mika Richards. I see a clip of that. So on that panel, so it's I don't know what they earn.
You
really.
think
Frankly, I don't care.
Yeah, you get a few grand. I mean,
yeah. Well, look, good luck to him.
Yeah.
I think he's still a youth coach anyway at West Ham.
He is, yeah.
As well as kit launcher and ambassador, and when I knock him for being an ambassador, it ain't because it's Colton Cole. I just think, couldn't we have got someone better? Which, frankly, when you think of other clubs and their club ambassadors, it's not the best. But anyway.
Oh, do you know what? I'll tell you one thing. The BT box is just above where I sit.
Yeah.
Every single time we sing, and Colton Cole always does across Dammers.
And also, yeah, well, there you go. Always, out of town, because he's a Surrey boy, ain't he?
And he did live in Surrey when he was at Chelsea, and he's
from that side of town, isn't he?
I thought he was a Croydon boy, maybe. I don't know.
He's from Brentford.
Are you sure?
There you go. Yeah. Ellington. Yeah.
You just looked it up, Ellington.
Well, no, I'm pretty
Croydon.
sure.
Croydon. He was born in Croydon. Yeah.
Well, anyway, he's from the wrong side of the tracks, you say. I didn't realise he was a marsh dweller, but anyway,
what's a marsh dweller?
South of the water, isn't it?
Oh, right, okay. Yeah.
See? You know, but and also for all those that sing the Colton Cole song, it was Joe's first.
I know
Yeah.
Joe waves. He never does the cross dammers or engages very much.
Well, he's a Chelsea boy, isn't he?
Yeah, and he probably doesn't forgive us for singing songs about his sexuality either.
Well,
Joe Cole?
he came back and played for us, Sean, after that, I think.
I know, but we did used to sing songs about his sexuality.
I don't remember.
Did you?
Well, I didn't, but I'm sure you did.
No.
What?
There was Frank
Lampard's
fat. Joe Cole is we're gonna get fuck all this. You're gonna get fuck all this year. You not remember singing that to Chelsea?
No.
No. Okay, it's what they used to sing anyway.
Oh right. Anyway, thank God those days are gone. People. In regards to the game, if we're going to talk about the game,
let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the game.
Let's talk about the game.
Why not?
And the ref, maybe.
Ref was poor. Their goal. Now.
Yeah.
It's the only shot I remember them having.
Yeah. Well, they had. What did I say? They had 3. And that was one of them.
All right. Was that the only one they had on target?
No, 3 on target. So they had 8 shots, 3 on target.
Areola should do better.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, caught unawares from the shot. Not sure how much of a foul it was on
that was the question, was it? Was he fouled or not?
Well, do you know what the problem is? Yeah, it's one of them things. The bloke puts his hand on his back. I don't know how much of a shove there was. Paquetá over amplified. Yeah, and the referees took one look at it and thought, "No, you've took a dive." Now, VAR looked at it, and I looked at it, and I thought, I think I said on the WhatsApp group, this is going to be given. There's nothing there to say that's a foul, obvious. So, anyway, we go 1 down. Second half, the first half performance, I don't get it where we seemed, I don't know about slow. The word I would use was comatose.
Yeah.
Because it was like, you can have the ball and we'll just wait till you lose it. And that is not a good look. That is not a good way to play football. In the second half, I suppose we were a bit better. And I think what it is I'm wondering whether, much like when you play a lower championship team or League One team, they're going to come out the blocks quick. But what you also know is come 70 minutes, they're blowing out of their arses. And that's when you can pick them off. And I think that's what happened. And in a way, you could think, well, while I'm critical of the style of play, it worked because we let them blow themselves out and then we dominated at the end of the game, got our 2 goals.
More, possibly at the end.
Yeah. Well,
we'd feel a lot better if...
listen, and this is the thing
we were 3-1 right now, wouldn't we?
We can talk about this at the end after we've done the games.
Yeah.
About where actually I think the problem is with West Ham in the way that we play. Look, we're winning 2-1 at half time. A strange.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
It's half time now.
What do you mean half? Oh, sorry.
Come on,
I've got you now. I thought you meant we were winning 2-1. You're saying
we're winning
after the first leg,
now,
we're winning 2-1
at half time. So
I'm with you now.
The tie's half done.
Yeah,
it's half time.
We're winning
2-1. Well, in 1965, we won the first leg 2-1. In 1966, we lost the first leg 2-1 of the semi-final. This is semi-finals. So 65, I think it was Zaragoza. 66 was Borussia Dortmund. We lost away 2-1. So we was at home, I believe. We won 2-1. We beat Zaragoza 2-1 at home. Away we lost in 76 European Cup Winners' Cup semi-final. We lost 2-1 away. to Frankfurt. Last year, we lost at home 2-1 to Frankfurt. This year, we've won 2-1. So every first leg in the semi-final of a European tournament West Ham's played in, the first legs ended 2-1. The only one we won, we went on to win the cup. How about that for an omen?
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
So,
you're saying we're going to beat the tulip growers?
I'd quickly, yeah. So there's nothing I saw from Alkmaar that I thought, oh, they're dangerous. They did not look dangerous to me. They didn't. We've got the lead. I think they're going to come out the blocks and they're going to try and explode on us in the second half.
Well, what else can they do? They can't.
I think they've showed at the weekend what they're capable of. They were 5-0 up at half time.
Yeah.
All right, they were playing a team at the bottom of the table. Yeah. But anyway, they've still gone out there and done that. We are a different kettle of fish. We are. And the thing about West Ham this season, it's been our defence that's probably kept us in the league.
Yeah.
So more than because it's our attack that's been the problem, not so much our defence. So,
who was your man of the match on Thursday?
On Thursday,
yeah.
I think
come on,
Ben
there was
Rama
only one exactly.
And it's a strange thing about Ben Rama. He takes a good penalty, obviously.
Yeah.
And it is.
He's not missed, has he, this season?
I think he's missed one, didn't he? Who missed against Nottingham Forest?
I don't think he's missed at all.
Was it Declan?
Declan missed.
Oh, right.
Well, both anyway. Paquetá and Benny have got 100% records on penalties. The two of them have.
Okay. Well, anyway, Benny. Yeah, I love Benny because he's forward facing.
Yeah.
And he only seems to look forward. The problem we've got is but by having this inverted winger style playing of almost like a front three, there's a reliance on his goal scoring ability. The same with Bowen. The problem we've got is not so much with Bowen, but with Ben Rama. He ain't got a great shot. I don't know how many goals. If you take away penalties, it's a bit average.
Is it?
Ooh, I think only penalties makes him his goal scoring. I mean, he got the one against Man United, but let's face it, even De Gea should say. When you think bloody hell, I'd have wanted Roberto to save that. It was that easier shot.
Outside London Stadium, 2-1 win, semi-final.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Sorry.
Yeah, you can edit that out later. So that's copyrighted material. You shouldn't be playing it.
Well, I wasn't actually playing it on. It must have been picked up on my microphone. It wasn't supposed to come over the air.
No. Well, anyway. So yeah, I just think Ben Rama. He's a great player to have in the team, but having him as one of the main goal threats, I don't think it works, and it might pan out. We'll talk about it I mean, he missed a great chance at the end, didn't
he? Yeah, definitely.
And it's. I think I'd love to work out how many shots we've had this season. Because
I'm sure we can work it out.
I bet the amount of shots we've had this season is nearly comparable to the amount of shots we had last season. And the difference is the people shooting
on target. I know there was an Athletic thing that said shots on target, and we were worst in the league. You're talking just shots or shots?
Yeah, I'm talking just shots, not shots on target, just shots.
See if I can get that. I'm sure I can find a stat for that.
Because it'd be interesting to compare it to last season. Because there's been games where we've had 20 shots and had like 3 on target. I don't know what constitutes
shots per game. We're averaging 12.2. That's shots.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
In the League Cup, we averaged 22.
Yeah, but I don't know how that compares with the rest of the league and how it compares to last season. I mean, it's going to be lesser. I know that, but I thought it'd be pretty near.
Not necessarily. I mean,
the-
if you look at the set pieces we've been scoring, they
Yeah.
generally only accounted one shot from the
Yeah.
header into the goal. If you
That's
think
what I'm
of all
saying.
Dawson's goals,
Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? Is that the quality of our shooting, for me, is abysmal. It is. It's abysmal, and that is the problem, or that is why we are where we are in the league. The best shooter we've got, for me, funny enough,
Yeah.
I think, is
Yeah.
Skamaka.
I've got shots, right?
Mm.
It's on the Premier League website. So
Okay.
7,642. That's all seasons, by the way. So let me just do this season. So shots, 439 shots. Shots on target, 133.
No. So divide that by.
Let me go this
36.
season before. All right.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, please.
449
There
shots.
you go. Right, so we've got 2 games left. So I am near enough right. We've had the same amount of shots this season as we had last season.
Yeah.
The goal tally is terrible, and that's because the people shooting.
Shots on target, 157, 35%, so a few more.
I think that's poor. I think that is
if
poor.
we go one season before, so I'm going to go 20 to 21.
Yeah.
Very similar tale, 468 shots, 165 on target, again 35%. So if I go back to just remind us what this... So shots, yeah, you're right, 439, 133.
So we've got 2 more games to go. Yeah, so we could end up with
same shots,
455, 460 shots.
We could, yeah.
And you know, so when you think a shot is basically a chance created, so we're creating the chances, but it's and this is the thing. I know this will enrage
38
a lot of
goals
people,
we've scored. Do you know how many we scored last year?
Well, didn't we score
60?
We score 60,
Yeah.
And the year before was like 64,
62.
62, yeah. So that for me ain't coaching.
Yeah.
That ain't you don't.
Yeah, 38 is
you can't
1.06 goals per match.
So,
and goals are fun. Anyway, we're digressing away from the game a little bit.
Well, no, it ties in with the performance. You know, this is where we are with the performance. But you know, the season lives and dies on Thursday, and funny enough, I think so does a manager. So
more of that.
Yeah,
more of that later.
You know, this is such an important game.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Just to finish on AZ, it was.
Probably, your emails just turned up, Sean.
It was probably the biggest crowd that there were. 62,500. So probably less because there was a larger segregation zone. But it was busier. Everything was more queues for security, more queues for beers, toilets, everything. So it shows you if everyone turns up, it is a lot worse. You have to queue. The queues for the trains were worse. So before people wishing, we want the biggest ground. We want 66,000. No, stop.
Yeah, but this is the funny thing is, I tell you what, that they had the old drone shots just before kickoff.
Yeah,
and I looked down and thought, oh, the bridge next to the Helter Skelter.
Yeah,
people still queuing.
Yeah, no, we got in time, but and we just managed to squeeze.
Where did you go? Did you not go around the usual
No, we went the normal way, and it wasn't too bad because we left a little bit before. But the supporters club, that was a nightmare. The beers stopped working, and and warm beer, and it was an absolute disaster zone. Really.
Oh, I don't think we'll have that problem next season, though, will we? There.
Well, the latest newsletter saying they're staying. We'll see.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, we'll see.
The newsletter. I misread that.
Yeah, that was. We looked like we're going to stay. It was last week or Friday or the weekend or something.
Oh, was it? Oh,
email. One thing to mention, obviously, altercation. Although they said they were attacked, a lot of people. In fact, Our good friend Mark Walker said to me, "Why are those stewards around that area above us?" And I said, "Well, they're AZ fans." He said, "Well, why are they allowed to sit up there?" And I said, "Well, they're VIPs."
Hold up. Then, and this is the thing.
They are
yeah?
VIPs. Let me
They're not
finish, and then you can
VIP.
argue it.
They're corporate. The
They are
same as West Ham has corporate.
They're called VIPs in the contract,
Right.
and it's for the club AZ to give them away, and they tend to give them to players, friends, family, and club
Yeah.
people, right?
Yeah.
So yes, they are technically away corporate, but they're given to friends and family, and because we don't have a corporate away section. And this has happened for every Europa home game,
Yes.
by the way.
It has
And
last season as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I see it all the time. And people go,
Yeah.
"Why are they allowed in there?" Oh, they go every game they've been there. And there's the usual way you can tell it is there's a line of stewards around them, a single line, a little thin blue line, well, yellow line of stewards.
Before people write in and complain, West Ham are afforded the same.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, absolutely.
At every European game. That's
Yes, they
why
are.
sometimes you will see, you'd have seen it when we've scored away from Europe and they run over to a group of fans sitting totally away from where the away fans are. So
Yeah.
James Corden will be sitting in there.
And this has happened before when they jumped up, and I think someone got bashed once before. But anyway, obviously they scored, they jumped up and identified, and a few people took exception to it, and the papers ran the stories of, families attacked, and the general manager and the coach talk about it. I'm told, although the club said they weren't going to release a statement, I spoke to them. They said, "Look, we're not going to release a statement."
Did the club play it down, Sean?
They did, and they said for
Wow,
guidance,
That's
Sean.
not like them, is it?
They said for guidance, Sean. We've
Oh.
reviewed the CCTV, right?
Yeah.
And there was some verbal abuse, without a doubt, and a couple of drinks were thrown in the direction of the VIPs, but there was no physical attack. There was no fisticuffs, and therefore it was an altercation and not an attack. Now, some people will say, and do you know what? It did die down pretty quickly. It was a headline and it disappeared again. So, if it was that bad, wouldn't UEFA have investigated, or wouldn't AZ Alkmaar?
You don't know if they've complained, Sean, yet, do you?
I understand. My sources tell me that they did not put an official complaint, and although the verbal abuse was frightening to their families, they were quickly relocated to somewhere more safe. Billy Bean, by the way, was in the director's box. Little fun fact for you.
Perhaps they could. I mean, it's obviously something that needs looking at in the stadium, isn't it?
Well, do you know what I said to the club, and they agreed? There's one easy way to solve this, right? You need to communicate, right? In the way we're communicating this now, you need to tell people in the upper West Stand about this. You should email them and write to them ahead and say, by the way, the people in section 206 are AZ VIPs. They're friends and family of the players and the club. So please don't throw stuff and give them a hard time. Football's tribal, though. So I don't know if but at least it communicates.
No, it's not. Football is tribal. You are right. Yeah, but throwing things at people, that ain't tribal.
Drinks, it's not.
Yeah, that ain't tribal.
Anyway, it was
not in the beer section, that's for sure.
I had a good night. It's a shame you missed it because I think you would have enjoyed it. The
I was gutted, honestly.
Yeah, because I know you would have been actually.
Yeah,
because it was a good night. George Bucci came.
Well, it must have been. Yeah.
Although I will say, he never listened to this. He was on his phone the whole time, saying how shit it was, and he doesn't miss it. He was on his phone the whole time. I wanted to take a picture of him on his phone, just for all the grief he gives me.
He didn't enjoy it.
He didn't enjoy it at all.
Oh, well.
He didn't enjoy it. Anyway, let's move on.
He's not coming back next season, then.
He's not. No.
All right.
Let's move on to Sunday. Another missed game for you, Nigel.
Yeah,
I know you had
yeah.
But let's start with you, Len.
I've got a funny story about that I'll tell you off here.
All right. Oh, so tell us on air.
No, I can't tell you on air.
Does it involve Dodzy?
No, it don't.
Right, Len, did you watch the game?
I watched about 30 minutes.
Oh, really? Of course you told me earlier. You said you didn't watch.
Yeah,
tell me the story why you only watched 30 minutes.
Well, he got a totally different team out, which I applaud, by the way. I did
9 changes. Yeah.
But They played in exactly the same way as the other team done. It's like drilled into them a way of playing, a set up and a formation. I thought, oh, fucking sod this. It's not even worth watching. So I carried on with my painting.
Nice.
So I could hear it and not, well,
It-
obviously I can't watch it and paint it at the same time.
Yeah. You didn't miss a lot, to be honest.
No.
Beyond the
But it's all about
contentious bit,
Thursday, isn't it?
beyond the did you watch the handball? Let's just ask you.
Well, I heard the goal going. They replayed the goal. I didn't see a handball. I don't recall anyone disputing a handball. And then VAR looked for a handball.
Yeah, I know. It was strange.
It's very strange.
Everyone, all the pundits, everybody. Again, I think after obviously we got similar thing with Liverpool, a similar thing with Manchester United, and now, and
If we go,
David Moyes complained and said, "Look, it hits his shoulder, his collarbone for one. Two, his hand's not in an unnatural position. He's trying to stop himself running straight into the post. And three, I thought the new rule was supposed to say if it's accidental and comes off a player that's not the player that scores, then it's okay.
Yeah, you see, I'm having.
It's just inconsistent, isn't it?
I'll tell you two on WhatsApp. I was watching the Spurs Villa game, which was a scandalous VAR procedure because they're ready to force down your throat that VAR doesn't referee a game. Referees referee a game. VAR just helps referee. In the Tottenham Villa match, VAR did ref the game because this Harry Kane penalty. Now, there's one that you can decide whether you think that's a penalty or not. I think generally people say it isn't. But what happened was, I know this is in the Tottenham podcast, by the way. When the ball went off, the referee gets it in his ear. Hold up play, we want to check it. And then straight away the commentator's saying, VAR recommending a penalty. Well, hang on a minute. First you got to check if he was onside. Then you got to check if there was contact with Kane. Then you got to check if there was contact with the ball from the goalkeeper. And basically someone just said, give the goal. And since then, now, you got people coming out like tonight, Howard Webb, trying to sort of patch it up on Sky, showing all about VAR, how it works. And I'm not swallowing this because this is almost like having a bit of reality TV thrown it in the mix about it. It's not. No one thinks. The referee saw the Harry Kane dive. He's saying it's not a penalty.
I'm with you on hindsight, and I hate to say Nigel's right, but it was better just having a ref make mistakes.
Of course it was.
At least it was there and then, and you go, all right, so you win some, you lose some. But now, if it can't be consistent on VAR, what's the point? If it's interpreted different and it's not consistent on VAR, it sort of says, what's the bloody point? Technology's not really helping, is it?
This. It's bollocks because they're saying, oh, VAR don't have the game. And it is. We thought we'd see VAR 4 or 5 times a year when it first came out. Obviously, the real stinkers. When the moments where the crowd's up in arms, they can see something. But now they're looking out for things. You're scrutinising goals. You're chalking goals off. No, it's not. I think it's going anywhere.
It weren't going to change anything on Sunday, was it? Because that goal.
You don't know that, Sean. 2-1
fine goal
with 25 minutes to go. Game changer.
I know you say that. Goals can change games. We just didn't look at B team. Some people have argued.
Yeah, but if you're chasing 2 goals, that's different. Yeah,
this is why our B team's a B team, right?
If you're chasing 1 goal, you will fight to the 95th, 96th minute because you only need 1 goal to get a goal.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And that is the thing. It was an important goal.
All goals are important. Yeah, they change games.
Do you know what? I'm just going to give you the stat attack. Brentford 53, They like to give possession to the others. We have 47. They had 24 shots, 10 on target. We had 4 shots, 4 on target. Accurate. They had 7 corners. We had 5. 5 fouls apiece. We just didn't seem to have enough shots. Going back to what you were saying earlier, Nigel.
No, look.
9 changes. Is it? I mean,
it's right. Listen, 9 changes. We've done this before in the past. More recently, 2006, we had Portsmouth on a Saturday, and I walked out, and I remember walking out of my seat because I was working that day. I was working in the West End. I still remember this day. I was working in the West End, and I grafted until 12:30. I stopped what I was doing. I drove to the game, watched the game, and then drove back to work till 10 o'clock at night. And when I walked in, sat down, and they did the teams read out, you think, fucking hell, here we go. And the reason he done that was because I think it was the Monday night, strangely, we was in the FA Cup 6th round against Man City. Now, right decision then. We got beat 4-2 by Portsmouth. We were piss poor. We beat Man City away at Etihad 2-1. Dean Ashton, thank you very much. We were in the semi-final of the FA Cup. And this is what's on stake. So, changes galore, yes. But it was noticeable how much better we played just when we brought on Declan Rice and Ben Rama. Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
And Owen to a point. And it was good to see Mbama get in. He was an air's breadth away from getting on the end of that.
That was a shame because that would have been really great for him.
Because I thought that would have been fantastic for him. There is a funny thing which is weird. Is Tony Gale was doing comms, and Tony Gale picked up on a tactic.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I heard this. It really
So
good point.
basically,
I was going to raise this. Yeah.
They pretend to take a short throw.
Yep, saw it.
And then what they do is, after like 5 or 10 seconds or longer's elapsed, they change their mind and they all run into position, and then it's a long throw.
Yeah, they did it twice, didn't
one,
they?
It's a bit like wasting time, but 2, it disorientates the defending team. Clever tactic in a way, but also, as I said before in the chat, if you remember back to the game, which was was it not? No, it was the second game back after the World Cup. It was the second game back after the World Cup at London Stadium. 2 throw-ins they scored. They scored. Both their goals came from them taking throw-ins.
Another one as well now.
Now they've got another one.
Yeah.
You know, that for now, that's poor planning.
You're right. If commentators can see it, why couldn't they? And when he pointed out the first time, we're all watching it and going, well, they can't fall for it a second time, can they? And they did, didn't they?
We did. We fell for it time and time again because they had other goal scoring chances from their throw-ins.
They're hard to defend against set pieces.
They are, but we played so much better once we got the better team on the pitch in the second half.
Yeah.
VAR. Listen, I don't know. I did see Harold Webb was going to be on there. I don't know if there's discussion about this goal. Because we're not a big 4 team or a big 6 team or whatever, no one's going to scream about it. Yeah? And as I just said, you know, that would have changed the game. There was still 25 minutes left to go, 22 minutes left to go, plus injury time, 27 minutes left to go in that game. More than ample enough time for us to get another goal.
Yeah, fair enough. I never thought it was coming.
Well, no, but that's the thing. When you've only
never beaten them in the Premier League, although, as you know, on 6'2", I did a little head-to-head going back to 1898. Did you read that?
1898. What, when Thames Ironworks played them?
Well, it was Thames Ironworks, right? Yes, but we've beaten them 23 times.
Yeah, no, but that don't count, does it?
All right. Well, take away the first game then.
No, what I'm saying is, what the last time we played them before last season was 1993, wasn't it, in the league?
Oh, it was, yeah.
Did we not beat them then?
We did beat them then.
Right,
And
so it
we'd
don't
beaten
matter,
them
does it?
23 times. We'd beaten them
30 years later, Sean. The same players ain't out there from 30 years ago.
1911 as well. We beat
Yeah.
them, I think 4-0 or something. But anyway, look, it's. I think we've beaten them 23 times. They've beaten us 19 times and 11 draws. But
Yeah, but what I'm saying is at
they've
the
beaten us
moment,
every 4 times they played in the Premier League, and we beat them in the FA Cup earlier this year.
Yeah, they've got our
Bogey
number.
team. They have, yeah.
It's disappointing.
They're a good team, though. You know,
No, they are.
I like
a good
the way
team,
they play, and
but
they're
why?
organised.
You know, they're structurally. Let me just finish up on the game. You know, there is no way on this earth, yeah, anything VAR's fronted up that shows that ball hitting his hand.
Yeah.
No.
There is not one photograph. They've got cameras in front, behind.
Yeah.
They've not coughed up one image
No.
that shows that ball striking his hand.
No. More
West Ham
importantly,
anti-bias.
the opposition didn't claim shout for
No,
handball.
the first thing is they never went handball. They never put their hand. He got called over. You could see the hesitation, yeah, as the camera zoomed in on him as he turns away. It was still hesitation before he disallowed the goal.
Who was it? Mike Oliver?
If you watch, he has another conversation as he turns away from the screen. It was almost as if, hold up a minute, VAR. He still couldn't see it, but VAR going,
Let's have
well,
a look. Who was in VAR? Let's just have a quick look.
You know, I've said it. At the end of the day, I don't want to hear people that scream for VAR crying about VAR because this is what you wanted.
Michael Oliver was the referee. It doesn't say who
I
was
don't think they exactly wanted that.
No, hold up. When you say the same, what you said, this is what they wanted. This is what you get. Yeah, with video referees, with technology. What's happened there is you're getting all these referees being paid money to sit in a room. You've got the technology people being paid. They are not now going to walk away from it. Pandora's box has been opened.
They won't. They
Robert
won't
Jones. Robert Jones was VAR, and Ian Hussin, he was the assistant VAR.
That's it. So we've got a VAR and assistant VAR. So what are they on? That's got to be costing them 750 quid for the game.
Look, I'm not going to argue with VAR anymore. I think most football fans have had enough of it.
Right. So what? But what is football paid for? If it's not paid for the entertainment of the fans.
Yeah, but they are. VAR is for the entertainment of the fans, but not the ones at the game, Nigel. This is what I'm saying.
I say is if the majority of the fans that watch Premier League football turn around and say, if every club's fans were polled individually by the clubs and the fans say, we don't want VAR, should they therefore not? Why ain't the Football Supporters Association, who are supposed to represent football fans, sending out, asking their members, tell us what you think of VAR. Should it be scrapped? Yeah? Because the reason why they won't do that is because some of their money comes from the Premier League. Yeah? All this fan shit, it's all corrupt as well. When you got your mouth in the trough, you have to put you get patted on the head and you play the game that they want.
Of course. Of course.
It's another element of it now.
Yeah.
It's staying. It is an entertainment element of it. So I say, I think it's almost like the reality TV kind of little bit. They love it.
Yeah.
They fucking love it.
Talking of that, it's still 0-0.
Yeah.
Liverpool have only got one job. They can't do that. We don't need it, do we? Do we really care?
No, if they draw, to be fair, and this is the thing, if they draw mathematically, I think we could still be relegated. But we would need to lose to Leeds 5-0 and lose to Leicester 5-0.
Yeah, ain't going to happen, is it?
You know,
if they win, is there still a mathematical chance of us?
And not only that, Everton's got to win all their games.
Yeah, I know. It's not going to happen, is it? It's Anyway, let's move on. Bad day at the office on Sunday. Dodsey, as we said, got had chest pains, went to hospital. Get well Dodsey, but I say
Get well. He's
Dodsey.
well. He was at the game,
He went
son.
to the
He's
game
not living
and was
that bad.
drinking.
More
Yeah,
healthy than you.
he did post
Bloody
his
hell.
NHS band, and only he
Yeah.
could post pictures.
Yeah.
From
Did you not
inside
see
hospital.
I don't think you saw the pic. What I did was when I mocked it up.
I did see it. Yeah, I
Did you
see
see his
it
date of
myself.
birth? I
Yeah,
put.
I
Even
did
I
see his
say.
date of birth. You bully, you.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway,
this is how thick people are, though. Sorry, Dodds, you are, mate, for doing that. Yeah. Someone shouldn't have to whisper in your ear hole. You've just give everyone all your personal information.
yeah.
You
I
know?
saw that.
Fries
Come
and
on.
eclipses,
He did
Dodsey.
work at
Fucking hell.
Tesco's. Come on,
I'll be claiming on, mate. I'll be claiming on and drawing your pension quicker than you can say.
You know,
"Oh, like my
Gramley might help him writing stuff, but there's nothing to stop him on Twitter and
No.
talking. You know.
Jesus Christ. Had a brain bypass.
Anyway,
Well,
Never
so I
saw
said
one
the
lit up.
scarecrow in Wizard of Oz, mate. Never had one.
No.
anyway, let's talk a bit of news quickly. Director of football
Lovely,
suddenly.
Todd.
Obviously, we helped break the news about a director of football was going to replace Newman, etc. No one
Well,
really
Newman
listened.
ain't a director of football, so he won't be
All right,
replacing
head of
him.
recruitment, and no one really listened and said, yeah. Of course, today the Guardian and the Telegraph print the same thing, so it must be true. So basically, Jacob Steinberg, good contacts with the board, confirms a recruitment process underway, led by David Sullivan. He names a number of people: former Liverpool sporting director Michael Edwards, Monaco's Paul Mitchell, Brentford's Lee Dykes, and Atlanta's Lee Codrington, I think it is. There have been discussions with Victor Orta, who recently parted company with Leeds, but the Spaniards regard as an unlikely appointment. Almost simultaneously, as if it was choreographed, Matt Law in the Telegraph talks about West Ham looking for a director of football to work alongside sporting director Mark Noble. Talks about Lee Dykes again. Tayo Pinto, I don't know who he works for. Lee Dykes
Portuguese.
again. Is he?
Sounds like it, Pinto.
And a Victor Orta as well. So yeah, I mean, everyone seems to be aligned. A director of football. Both stories say, the word's gone out to intermediaries to find one.
Well, of course, the kicker in Germany put out a totally unsolicited claim.
I saw that.
That we'd contacted a German that is now running.
I had run a
St.
story
Louis.
before you ran a story. I ran a story, not that it'd been rejected, that we'd been linked, and again from a German thing.
No, you hadn't run it because I checked to see if you'd run it.
Yeah,
And you hadn't.
I had, but I hadn't run it. Been rejected. Your story was new because your story was about it being rejected. I'd ran a story previously about us being Lutz, isn't it? Is his name Lutz?
No.
Oh, what's his name? Oh, it's a different one, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, this bloke. It was weird. He was a goalkeeper, lower league, but
I have heard of him. Yeah.
He'd been in this country, and I discovered that he'd actually his heart stopped while playing a game.
Oh yeah, I have heard this. Yeah. No smoke without fire, Nigel.
No, that's at the end of the day, if the word's going out, they'll be throwing the net far and wide, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Even though I get grief.
Do you know what? I don't know what these people do. These directors of, and what does this bloke do that Noble don't?
Well, a director of football really would be in charge of transfer business. And funny, if we look at Paul Mitchell at Monaco, this is why Jose Mourinho wants rid of him, because Jose, for the first time, is just a coach and has got no say over what transfers or doing the transfer targets. Right. And he doesn't like that. And he's gone head to head and said, well, so that's why Paul Mitchell might be leaving Monaco. So usually they separate the roles. Sometimes the coach reports to the director of football. Sometimes the director of football usually reports to the board, and maybe the manager reports to the board.
And do you think Moyes would like this?
Moyes would not like it, but my understanding is that Moyes' contract gives him the right of final veto and not absolute control of transfers. So he might not be able to say constructive dismissal. because my understanding is if he stayed for his final year, then he would still have a veto, but he just wouldn't be involved in scouting, identifying the targets. He would be given some where we would want to spend the rice money and some targets and give the final veto. The doomsday scenario for me, and I'm sure for all of us, it doesn't take us too long to work out, is what happens if he just vetoes everything, and says, Stitz is just no, I veto that one. And then you get in a really tricky situation where you've got a director of football with a manager who vetoes every single signing that he puts forward.
Well, it'll only be for 1 year.
Yeah, true. I mean, talking about Moyes, there's been a story in the, obviously, the Sky that says that it's in his destiny.
There's a story in the Sky.
Sorry, Sky Sports. Oh. It's in the Sky, and it's a plane going past with Moyes out. No, there's a story in Sky Sports that says, I think it's Kavanagh, wasn't it, who said it, that the board say that Moyes can stay if he wants, and it's in his own choice, so it's his own decision. Now, if they're changing transfers, I'm not sure that's true, but they seem to suggest he can stay if he wants to. I reject that. Everything I hear is, and I've been saying it all along, there will be an end of season meeting. That's when it will be decided. That there will be three factors. One of them is how well have we done on the Europa Conference League, and we won't know that until Thursday night, and then maybe the final on the 31st of May.
Do you think quickly, or just on that, do you think just making the final, say we lose the final,
it could be, and that's why I was careful. I didn't say not winning it. I did say how well we progressed.
Yeah,
it was deliberate. So maybe getting to the final and narrowly missing out to Basel or whoever might be enough. The second is how well we finish. Obviously, I think we are safe, but how well we finished in our last few games. And the third one, and I wrote about this on 6'2", as I'm sure you're aware, Nigel, is player power, because you argued with AI about this. Yes. And the player power, and I hinted about this last week, is a number of players who look, and you have
pack it in.
You have to use this as a pinch of salt, right? The pinch of salt is, right, the agents will always, agents will always tell you what their agenda, and therefore they can't always be completely believed. But if you believe some agents, their players do not want to.
Dave, they do to me, Dave.
They do not want to stay.
We won't answer my emails, Dave.
Well, I think you've hit it on the head there. But come on, we don't reveal how sausages are made. Quick injury news: Antonio's got a dead leg. David Moyes admitted he wasn't on the bench on Sunday, admitted that he had a calf injury. My sources say it's a dead leg, 3 days rest. He should be okay. So we are expecting him to travel to Holland.
He'll be needed.
And we are expecting him to be fit, but it might be a late fitness test. Soufal may be another person to get on the plane and might be a surprise addition into the matchday squad. His recovery is going quite well, so watch out for him, which would just leave Scamacca missing. Scamacca got a lot of grief for this one as well. Scamacca was spotted on the night last Thursday night when we were playing at his boyhood club Roma, watching the game, and I did report that, but also I added things I've heard lately, which you're aware of, which is, let me finish and then you can row with me.
Yeah.
That when he was here, he was getting injections and he didn't agree with the injections, and he asked for guarantees from David Moyes that he was going to be played, and he couldn't get those guarantees, so sometimes he didn't have the injections. That since he went over to Italy, he's only spoke through his agents. David Moyes has had no direct contact with him since he's been in Italy. And for me, and all right, I speculated this is only going one way. I got a lot of grief going, you're throwing a player under the bus. Nigel, do you agree with that?
No, it's not another front. But the thing is, when you read the article that you wrote, as believe it or not, I did.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way you word it, yeah, I get the school that you came from, yeah,
Yeah.
but you've left school and now you've come to work, yeah.
So,
Yeah,
right, what did you do? Do you
you
think I
don't.
sensationalised it? Is that what you're
Yes,
saying?
and what I'm saying is the way you said about him attending the game. If you'd have just said he went to watch his boyhood team, you dressed it up like he was ignoring his teammates.
Well, I didn't
Come
actually
on.
say that though.
Well,
The eye
no,
is in the reader. What I should have said, maybe I should have mentioned boyhood team. But do you know what? I'm sorry. If you are a professional football player, right, you don't get seen. Go in disguise. Don't get pictured.
no, no,
Going
no,
to
no, no,
Roma.
no,
Watch it
no,
on the
no,
bloody
no,
TV. What do you mean? No, no, no.
no. I'm sorry. No, that's what
They've
happens.
got to worry about PR and their image and everything else. Sorry, Nigel, but they do. And going publicly to watch a Roma game at the same time his teammates are kicking off was poor judgment, poor PR. Do you disagree?
Yeah, I
Oh,
do.
okay. Fair enough.
I just think the way you worded it, yeah, well,
Yeah.
I was trying to find what you'd wrote in it. To be honest,
I could say a lot more, as you know, but I don't.
no, I know that, but what I was trying to say is that you dressed it up as like he was turning his back. You know, he was on the club
I
and he'd
didn't actually say
chosen
that.
not to watch his teammates, but gone to watch. You know, and I just
I
think,
didn't actually say that, but I
no,
get
if
that
you
if you
go
read it.
find it, I'll find it on whatever, and you read
Okay.
how you opened it and how you
All right.
started it. Yeah, that you don't. I'm not that I want to have a 6'2" team meeting on the podcast. But what I'm saying is, you don't have to do that now. Yeah, we ain't got to sensationalise it. You can just say Skamaka went to watch his boyhood club Roma play on Thursday while West Ham were playing
And
whatever,
he hasn't been in
and
contact with the club.
leave it like no. You can report that further down that he's not been in direct contact with David Moyes, but he has spoken to the club through his agents.
Yeah. Look, we'll
That
see. I don't think he's coming
straightforward.
back. I'm just writing an
No, I don't,
article
Sean.
to
Sean,
say that he's
I've,
probably going to end up in Juventus, Milan, Inter Milan, all interested in him. That's what the Italians
well,
say.
good luck to him
And
because
hopefully
look,
we can get a bit of
I,
money back
I
for him.
don't. And this,
I don't blame him.
People will. I tweeted the other day. Is the thing about is it the case that Skamaka just don't fit in Premier League football?
Maybe.
I think this is the case. It ain't
Well,
David Moyes' fault that it ain't worked.
I don't know.
Even though you could argue,
Well, there's
I
a certain
suppose it is.
agent who you know who said
Yeah,
this will not work. He will not
yeah.
work.
A
You've
lot of
been
people
done
have said
again
it ain't going to be
in the
gonna work.
same way you got done with Allaire.
But what I would
Scored a
say
great
is
goal.
actually,
Yeah.
I would be looking. If I was David Sullivan at the end of the day, I would be looking at who authorised, who was the one that thought Skamaka could come and play for West Ham the way David Moyes plays football.
Rob Newman.
David Moyes, I'd say.
And the same with Danny Ings as well. Yeah, because it's
I don't
quite
know.
evident.
Danny Ings probably was more of
Was
a
a panic
Sully.
buy. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that it's quite evidential that neither of those two strikers fit in with a way that we play. Now, you could argue Skamaka, maybe, I don't know, Moyes was going to try and play a different way, wasn't working with Skamaka and got scared and reverted to type. I don't know. I'm not going to throw that out there so much, but I just think that you've got to find another Antonio style attacker.
Yeah.
And that's what you've got to find.
Yeah,
You've
no,
got to find
I do
One who
that
agree.
misses
type
the
of
goal.
player.
And that's why I think
Well,
we need the director of
that's a
football
bit
together.
harsh, but because he misses it less
He
than
misses
some of the
I
others.
think
one-on-ones.
he's right. We need Antonio on Thursday.
No,
yeah, I know
yeah,
we do. We ain't got anyone else.
no,
Well, we've
yeah,
got
that's
Ings.
the thing,
We've got Danny Ings, but
you know, it's
anyway, I
it's a
did
worry
mean.
for
Look,
next
I'm not
season
going
as
to
well.
upset Skamaka. His father side of the thing are a little bit tasty. I'm not going to say any more of that. You can Google them. I ain't getting on the wrong side. I ain't upsetting Skamaka's
No,
family. I can tell
yeah,
you now.
just no. It's not about upsetting Skamaka's family. I feel sorry for the boy. To be fair, I never thought it would work from the moment when he
No.
came down and there was photographs of him walking around Westfield looking like Little Lamb Lost.
Yeah.
You think, he ain't going to settle in.
Yeah.
They
Anyway,
like their mums too much.
final story. I did a poll for 6'2" on my Twitter. 3,000 people actually just hit 3,000. 11 hours left on the.
You could have put it on the 6'2" Twitter account, but I'm not saying that.
Yeah, I could have done. You're right.
You could have done.
Who would you give Hammer of the Year this season was my question. 3,000 votes. 11 hours left.
What were the options you gave?
Declan Rice
Was one.
Say Benrahma.
Yeah.
Lucas Paquetá.
Yeah.
And any, because you're only allowed 4 options. Any other, please state.
It was Fabianski then.
Fabianski. No one's mentioned Fabianski in the other, by the way. Declan Rice, runaway. We always knew this, and it just shows he is going to win it. 69.5%. Benrahma has got 22.8%. Lucas Paquetá, 6.2%. All others, 1.5%. And when you look at the others, it's just hilarious. Some people say Bowen, some people say Antonio, some people say Kirk Zuma, some people say Ogbonna. One person said Mumbama. Oh, one person did say, there you go. Wesley Hammer said Fabianski. There you go. You did get one person who said Fabianski. Young Skiles says one other person. Someone said Danny Ings. I think that's a joke. And one person says a Gerd. But let's be honest.
I think that's a joke as well.
It's going to be Declan Rice. He is going to get his 3rd Hammer of the Year. Then leave. And I did write in the article, so I had to make 150 words. All the other Hammers of the Years who have got 3 Hammers of the Years, 1 at West Ham, and see if you can name them, Nigel.
Say that again.
The other people have got 3 Hammers of the Years. Let's see if you can name them all without looking them up.
3 Hammer of the Years.
They've got Hammer of the Year at least 3 times.
All right. Well, Bobby Moore, Billy Bonds, and Trevor Brooking.
Yep. So, but Bobby Moore, right?
Well, here we go.
Bonds,
right, hold up. Let's do it this way then. Yeah.
Go on.
Trevor Brooking, I believe, got 5.
Yeah. Billy Bonds.
Billy Bonds got 4. I think Bobby Moore got 4. Julian Dix.
Yes. Yeah. He got at
4.
least 3. Yeah.
He got 3.
I thought Dixie got 4.
Potsy got 2, didn't he? He was runner up once.
Yeah. So I'm looking for some others.
Oh, sorry. How many did you say?
I didn't say how many.
Alvin.
Alvin Martin. Yeah.
How many? More than 3, you say?
He didn't get 3.
3 or more.
He did. Alvin got 3.
He did, yeah.
Did he really? What years?
1980?
1984?
He did get 3.
No, not 1984.
I don't know about Devonshire, do you know?
No, he got 1. 1978.
That was his first season, wasn't it?
You're missing
Scott Parker.
And then you're missing 1.
Right, hold up.
So there is
I'm
1,
pretty
2,
sure Alvin
3,
did get 3.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Alvin got 3.
Alvin did get 3. There's 7, 8 when he gets his, and there's 1.
You say, so I'm missing 1.
Yeah, I don't think you said it when you said Bobby Moore, unless you did and I missed it.
I did say Bobby Moore.
Yeah, but who else did you say with Bobby Moore?
I said Bobby Moore, Trevor Brooking, Billy Bonds.
Yeah, you missed 1. An obvious one. England.
Noble? No.
Oh, Jeff Hurst.
Jeff Hurst, yeah. So there's 7. Scott Parker, Jeff Hurst, Bobby Moore, Billy Bonds, Alvin Martin, Trevor Brooking, and Julian Dix.
First Hammer of the Year?
Scott.
Do you want me to tell you?
1958. Got someone.
No.
Was it Woosnam?
Andy Malcolm.
Oh, that's
Andy
it.
Malcolm,
It is. Now, the next big story. So when I did this and I knew it was a foregone conclusion, I went, hang on a minute. It's May. There's been no announcement of selling tickets for the Hammers Awards. And it's May. And I thought, well, maybe they're waiting till after the final, but still, you'd still sell them and still promote them. So I decided to ask the club. And I asked the club and they went, I don't know. So I went to the senior source. And they said, no, there will be no Players' Awards this year. And they gave a very interesting reason for that. It is entirely inappropriate with the season we have had. the mystery senior source told me this afternoon.
Oh. Sorry about that,
I mean,
coffee.
you've always been against these corporate.
Yeah.
£3,720 per standard table. By the way,
Yeah.
I think they charge £375.
No, I'll tell
per
you what.
person.
Actually, and this is a lie. I'm not against them having to do like that. What I object to is Hammer of the Year being announced. You want to have an end of season dinner and dance, you go have it. But I'll tell you what to do. The last game of the season, home game of the season, you walk out and you present your cup on that pitch in front of the fans that watch the games.
This is my next bit. Well, I don't know what I mean. Usually, the awards: top goal scorer, sign of the season, team performance of the season, save of the season, goal of the season, young hammer of the season, Dylan Tomby's awards, players player of the season, individual performance of the season, players project award, women's hammer of the year award, lifetime achievement, and of course hammer of the year being crowned, and usually an honourable mention for the runner-up. Now, I don't know if they're going to do them, but here's the interesting bit, right? They haven't announced there's not going to be a players awards, but equally, when is our last game of the season, Nigel?
Saturday should be, but yeah, the voting should be done now.
Exactly. There's been no voting, so that's why I did a vote. There you go.
Yeah.
Now, there you go.
But you know who needs to do the vote, Sean?
You can't do it next season.
Hold up, no, Sean.
Go on.
You're talking to the wrong people, yeah?
Yeah, I know. It should be the supporters club doing it.
Right, it's their trophy.
But interestingly, here's the thing. You know, this is so West Ham, and we know this happened last time, where they didn't organise it enough. They missed the presentation, and they had to do it next season. Well, what's going to happen? Declan Rice is going to win it, and then he's going to leave. Yeah. We won't be able to present it to him. Hilarious. Only at West Ham.
No, it is. It's a joke, and it needs exposing. And you know, we all know who's to blame, Sean. The people that run the club.
Yeah. AI Sean's saying how many times it's been cancelled in the past. I know it was cancelled for COVID, but I don't, since it got introduced, which was
even when we went down, I think they still had one.
Yeah, I know. It is I don't know if it's the cost of living. I know they've said it's entirely inappropriate, but I don't know if it's cost of living, or they just can't fit it in, or some people just don't want it. Or it's been a long season.
The thing about these, the thing is, they're boozed up things.
It's for the academy, for aid of the academy.
I'm pretty, of course it is.
That's what they say.
So, and what the thing you have to
been to one, haven't you? I've been
no, I've never. Over my dead body, Sean. You know, I got invited and I refused to go. Yeah. Don't want to be a part of a corporate selling out of the club's things. I know you was up the front. I remember when you went up the front. But you know, when you've had a bad season, you're sitting there and you've got a player on there. Yeah, and people have had a drink. You know, the people who are going to be sitting there with, you know, some of the whoever Sue checks table, he could end up on the wrong table, and these people start slagging him off in front of him. You can't be having that.
It ain't gonna happen. Oh, one last news story that's maybe you want to comment on, because you talked about these people. The IC have actually finally made a statement about season tickets, and they've got, and I published it on 6'2". There's an 8-point note about season ticket rises and the increase from 65 to 66 with just 24 hours notice. Better late than never, I suppose. Nigel, what do you make of that? Bit of a puff piece?
What, from the ISC?
Yeah.
Well, look, the ISC, everybody in the ISC needs to be looking at what they're doing now.
Yeah.
And there's another funny thing about it. So if you think about what the club really needs to talk to the ISC about, what's important is ticketing, in a way, kits, run different versions of the kits past them. What do you think? You know, do it a bit in advance. Should we go down this road? Next season, we're going to be playing in all claret. Claret shorts.
Oh, no, I think there is some blue. It's,
hold up. We don't wear claret shorts, Sean. We don't. Yeah, if we're going down traditional route like they are, we should be wearing white.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, you know, if you badge yourself more than just a football club and you're a traditional fan, like traditional club, stick to the fucking traditions then.
Yeah.
And it's a petty little thing, but what they fail to realise is every time they do that, they pick apart something that made this club.
Oh, you just reminded me something, and of course, and I've had this confirmed by the club. They're exploring to do a fan zone in the London Marathon community track.
Yeah.
I don't know how many you'd fit. They don't want to hire the stadium because it's too expensive, 300 grand. Which is the same reason
And this is
why
the thing,
Alan
Sean.
Cresswell,
Joe,
after being
it-
given a 12-month
This
thing,
is
will
what
not
comes
have
back to again with the stadium.
Yeah.
So if we win the trophy,
Yeah.
then generally what would happen is the football club would open the stadium up and bring the trophy back to the fans
Yeah,
the
ain't
next
gonna
day or whatever.
ain't gonna happen.
Well, that ain't going to happen either, is it?
The same
Why
as-
not?
Brady pay for it out of $1 million.
There you
Yeah.
go.
We
Yeah.
didn't mention Aaron Cresswell getting a 12-month extension, which will take him just to 10 years, but he won't be getting a testimonial
testimonial.
unless he pays for it himself.
Yeah, or he eyes Orient ground.
Well, do you know what? It's not a bad idea, is it?
No, I know. Yeah, go and play Orient and give Orient the money, but play
Yeah.
the game, have your testimonial, and let Orient have the money
Yeah,
or
no, it's
something
not
like
a bad
that.
idea.
But this is the thing. This is what people fail to realise what we were fighting for all them years ago.
Would you go though
What?
to a fan zone?
No, you've asked me the question and you know the answer.
Well, I don't think I've asked it on air. I've asked you the question. I don't
No,
think I've
yeah,
asked
you
it
know
on
I
air.
won't.
I
I've
know,
said
but
last
the
week,
we do
be
some of
down-
this for radio, for
yeah, well,
podcasts, right?
I will be on Green Street. Yeah, not when the final whistle goes. If West Ham wins, I'll be up stepping it down to Green Street to
With
celebrate
who?
there.
Who will be there?
Well, listen, I've had a couple of texts. People saying count me in.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Paul
So-
Turner has revoked your Towner status.
No, Paul Turner can't revoke Taylor.
Why not?
Well, one, because I'm the gatekeeper. Yeah. As I pointed out to him, East Ham boy. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and
I forget, why was he trying to?
he was trying to revoke
revoke-
my status. Listen,
revoke.
I'm fucking ill. Yeah? I think when you're ill, I mean,
I think he
could
said
have
EastEnders are
infected-
not ill, right? Apparently.
Well,
You did say
well-
you don't like to infect other people.
If I'd gone to the football ground coughing and spluttering, I've muted myself 10 times tonight.
Yeah, you're
So I
losing your
can't
voice.
cough with whatever. You know, it's a struggle. And yeah, I've never had bronchitis before. I fucking don't want it again.
No, well, you
But
are
I
losing
don't
your
care.
voice, and
I know.
we are at the end
I
of
will-
our
I will be at least on Sunday
yeah.
because
Good.
I will be at the relegate.
Are we
that
going to
fucking
meet
fat
at the
bastard.
supporters club?
Yeah, we're gonna have a
Yeah,
drink.
Yeah,
Might
yeah.
be after,
Yay.
but we'll have. I
Yeah.
think after will be good.
Is it Saturday?
It's Sunday, but
I
it's
was going to say
1:30
Sunday. You said
kickoff.
Saturday earlier, and I thought I'm sure it's Sunday.
Right.
What time's kick-off?
Should we go to questions then?
1:30. Yeah, let's go to. And we're not doing a
1:30.
Facebook question time.
1:30.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1:30. It is time for this. Twitter time, no Facebook. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, no Facebook tonight because Nigel's voice won't take it. Sorry, we can't carry on for 3 hours. So hopefully he's better next week.
So I do apologise for all the Facebook people, but I just put it on Twitter just because I know that I get less questions, so I can survive. First up, it was 12 hours ago, so it's
How many you got first?
I got about 10, I think,
Okay,
or 12.
fair enough.
It's the Adam Leatherbarrow.
Oh, of course.
We've got to come up with a better name for him. He says,
Adam plays both sides of the fence. He talks to X as
Pardon?
well, by the way.
yeah. So
Oh, we better charge him then.
Yeah.
I tell you what was brilliant. I thought it was fantastic. It's one of the funniest things. He went and done a club tour. Actually, I need to talk to him because he did message me. He'd done a club tour of the stadium, Legends one, with Martin Allen. Obviously, the Legends weren't available. So they got Martin Allen to stand in. And he did the tour with Martin Allen, whatever. But Martin Allen autographed the picture right over his head. So he's got a photograph of him and Martin Allen, and you can't see him. That's just made me
They're
laugh.
quite good. I went on the Alvin Martin one, and I have been invited to pretty much all of them, including
And what did Alvin say it was like to play in that stadium?
He
Oh,
did,
yeah.
obviously.
There you go.
But he
I'll
told
rest
a
my
lot of.
case.
Do you know what? He's told stories of his son David.
Yeah.
But it's the same stories, but they're quite fun, especially when you
Well,
don't have
look,
to pay
I
for
can
them.
do it now. Yeah. He told a story once.
I could get you free tickets if you want to
Listen,
go to
he
these
told a
things.
story once about playing against Zico at Wembley and everything. Fantastic story. And at the end, he holds up the shirt and everybody goes, "Oh, and this is the shirt." And on the shirt, it said Zico. But Nigel, being Nigel, standing in the crowd, looking at that shirt going, I don't think in 1982 they had the names on the backs of the shirts. So me being me, really fucking pedantic, went and Googled the game, watched it back, and no, they never had their names on the shirt. So Alvin, you fraud, holding that shirt up, had everybody eating out your hand.
Probably had it done at Quick Fit or whatever. No, Quick Print or something.
That's what I'm saying. Fucking Zico's shirt from the game. Anyway, he says, Adam says, if we win the Europa Conference League, will departed Hammers who've played in the competition, Dawson, Aspie, be given a medal? He's gone, see, Len, a football question.
Ooh.
Yellow card rescinded?
Although he's been doing mock-ups for X on the kit, so I don't think it should be. I think he's still on a yellow.
Yeah, no.
All right. Well, considering you fucking swap informations with X, it's a bit harsh.
Who says that?
Oh, don't lie to me. You do, and X told me as well. So, remember we had the 10-minute chat at Arsenal?
We don't reveal how sausages are made.
Okay. Anyway. Will they get medals? I don't know how many games. Before, you used to have to play so many games to qualify for a medal.
Who are they talking about? The youngsters?
No, the players that have played that are no longer at the club. So Dawson played in the
Dawson, yeah.
So Dawson played in the qualifiers, didn't he? This season, did he not?
He did.
Let me get me book out. So he has played 3.
So does anyone know the answer?
5.
We've got to play in 5 games to get a medal.
I'm looking at UEFA handbook.
Yeah.
5 appearances.
Oh, well, there's your answer, Adam.
So that's a no then.
That's a no. That seems fair as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, you shouldn't just get one. Because there was a thing about the League Cup, wasn't it? Newcastle's reserve goalkeeper in the League Cup final this year had appeared in the competition for Man United. And if Man United won, he was entitled to a medal.
Or was he? Or was it just a good story?
I don't know. I do find it strange.
I'm looking at, by the way, Champions League, but I assume it's the same for Champions League.
Same, yeah.
It's for Europa League and Europa Conference League.
Do they just have to appear on the bench 5 times though? Because in the final they seem to give medal. Didn't even.
I think you have to be in the match day squad.
Well, no, say the UEFA Cup, they gave Rob Green a medal at Chelsea. He won the UEFA Cup winners medal.
That's right.
Yeah, so I think you've got to be on the bench.
Didn't what's his name?
Let's work
Adrian.
It out.
Didn't Adrian win a Champions League?
He did. Yeah.
Liverpool.
Yeah, for being on the bench.
There's far too much assumption about this, right?
Yeah.
About this, us getting to the final and/or winning it. When it comes to the predictions, I'm not going to predict a win. I think we're going out Thursdays on penalties. Because everyone's fucking cocksure we're in the final.
I'm not cocksure we're in the final, but
I've been invited to a few final parties already.
Oh,
and you're already saying you're going to Green Street.
No, hold up. What I said was, if we get there, that's where I'll be. I'm not. It's not cut and dried. These are.
There's another rhetorical question then.
I think we're going out. I just refuse to believe. We build it. You know that circle I sent to you? It's the triangle, right? Build your hopes up, knock them down, start again.
Oh, you know that circle you sent to me? What, the triangle?
The triangle, that's the one.
Yeah, well done. Another Seanism.
Yeah.
It's like fucking working with fucking David Coleman, isn't it? Anyway, Dan 31 60 43 40 4H got him a bit early today. Said if Moyes goes in the summer, it's the perfect opportunity to completely shake up the whole setup, including scouting and recruitment. We need a man who knows how to nurture this young group of players coming through if this is the best we've had in 20 years. He's not wrong, is he?
No.
The problem with the club ain't the manager. It's not David Moyes. I don't care if David Moyes is there next season or not, because the system will never change. The system will never change. The system that West Ham operate at is governed by the people at the top. We won't ever be. It ain't about you get a young progressive manager in. We're not going to turn into Brentford or Brighton like that. It ain't going to happen.
You'll laugh this.
It's down to the ownership.
West Ham have just opened up voting for Hammer of the Year after I did. It's almost they went, oh, Sean's run our Hammer of the Year. Oh, yeah, we've got to run our vote.
There you go. See, they listen. Yeah. They listen. Yeah, but it's. I mean, and you know this is last minute, right? Because why on earth at 9 o'clock at night would they open Hammer of the Year voting?
Who do I vote as the women?
Suchek.
No, the woman. That's a bit. I don't know any of the women. Kira Flanley. I've heard of her before.
No, it's Gilly. It's Gilly Flaherty.
She left.
Yeah, she left.
Kate Longhurst. I've heard of her.
She's still there.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote.
She's a fan, so she'll win it if we can all vote.
Yeah, that's yeah. We all can vote.
Funny enough, I grew up with a few people called Longhurst.
All right, so Kate Longhurst. I've just done my vote.
I think she's a fan. Don't quote me on that. But
no, she is. They're big. The old man and a big.
That's right. That's how I know. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
There you go. I voted.
She's the type of people that should be captain and playing for West Ham United. Not these. With the women's, it should be more community, more proper. The whole lot. Look at the top of women's football. I'll give it 10 years and clubs like West Ham would have had enough.
The only danger of this, right? Anyone can vote, including you don't have to put in a reference number.
It is. But Sean, because it's rushed.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have probably thought, because who on earth starts voting at 9 o'clock at night?
Well, actually, to be fair, it was opened a few hours ago, but it was opened at 5 o'clock at night.
Even then, you would do it.
I started mine this morning.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You would do it of a morning. You wouldn't sit there at 5 o'clock at night and
do you reckon they've just remembered and gone, oh, shit.
Well, yeah, better get that done. Typical.
Yeah. But it's Declan Rice, right?
Yeah. If Moyes does go, so, I mean, I'm guessing where Jay is, we need a big overall. And this is the thing, isn't it? From top to bottom.
70 million and Calvin Phillips with Man City, deal done. Yeah?
Yeah. I'm talking not playing stuff. Off the pitch.
All right. Okay.
The whole thing needs, at some point, you have to start running the club properly. But that will never happen with this lot. Karen Brady, 30 years in football. What's she ever won?
Apprentice?
In football.
Oh, in football.
Won that Daft Leyland thing, didn't that, at Birmingham?
Didn't she win signposting award for being able to do signposting, or some PR award or something like that?
What have her teams ever won?
Salah. Jones has scored 2. Salah's assisted 2. 2-0.
2-0.
2-0. Leicester looked
2-0 for over half hour.
Well, I haven't looked at it. Some of us are bloody paying attention to the podcast.
Can you keep us updated then, please?
Oh, yeah. Have I said 2-0?
Did you?
No,
didn't
hear you say.
Yeah.
I might not.
No, you didn't.
1-0. I said 1-0. No,
right.
I think I did
2-0.
say 2-0.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
Next up, it's Mike Aki. Hello, Mike. He says, hello, boys. Do you think there will be a new recruitment strategy in the summer? Maybe something closer to the Brighton model. Moyes, Brady, Sully, Silky, Salty out.
Everyone out.
New recruitment strategy in the summer?
Yeah, well, of course. That's why you get a new, ball taking more control, Newman probably being kicked to the curb, and a new director of football coming in. Paul Mitchell, of course. Why is Paul Mitchell an interesting choice if we manage to land him?
Because he's
Has he got a
hairdresser.
brother?
Well, where was Paul Mitchell before Monaco?
Walford.
Red Bull. He was the international director of football for the whole of Red Bull, and before that he was with Leipzig.
All of the Red Bulls.
For all of the Red Bulls. Before that he was with Leipzig. Before
Wasn't
that,
funny because that German that turned them down that's over in St. Louis, he was on the Red Bull payroll as well.
Before that he was with Spurs, and before that he was with Southampton, from memory.
Was he with Bournemouth?
I thought it was Southampton.
Or was it? Oh, right, I don't know. Anyway, Craig Wildman. Hello, Craig. He says, get well soon. Very kind of you. And he says, Nigel, as you're a member of the Goalkeepers Union, would you agree it's becoming quite clear we're going to need a new one next season? If so, who would you all like? Well, Craig, actually, I wouldn't disagree with you there. It's parts of I just think not. I don't think Areola's as good as people's brain thinks he is. What people think he is.
People's brain.
Well, I just think Areola for me is as good as Fabianski. I think they're at an equal level.
Would you say Fabianski's a better penalty taker?
Penalty saver. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You want to be getting Fabianski.
Do you think he's going to play Thursday, Fabianski, or do you think he'll make a substitution?
But I think, come 119 minutes. Yeah, it's a tough one. I think
it's going to be tougher more as he don't like making substitutions.
No, he don't. Yeah, I think he would that one. I don't know what you do there because sometimes I think it's hard to bring a goalkeeper on cold to take penalties. But then when do you do it? You can't risk making it even in the 115th minute because if they scored and Fabianski was at fault because he was cold, it'd be all on you. I mean, goalkeepers next season, yeah. I think we need a new one. I think Pickford. I think Pickford will be on his way out of Everton, and I'm not sure he'd come to us. But
is there anybody at Southampton?
Southampton, what, the goalkeeper?
Yeah.
No, I don't think he was that great,
wasn't he?
James
Ward-Prowse, though. It would be interesting to get James Ward-Prowse.
I don't think you'd want him in goal, though, Sean.
No, you wouldn't want him in goal. I'm just talking in general.
All right.
Interesting. It's not very interesting. I picked up my daughter on Saturday night. She was in Guildford at a nightclub, and she was chatted up by a Southampton Premier League footballer. He's only 18. He doesn't actually play any games for the first team yet.
So he's not a Premier League footballer then?
Well, he is. He's in the. You look him up. He is in the senior squad, but he's just come up from the under 23s.
How many Premier League games played?
0.
Well, he's not a Premier League player.
Exactly. And he was like, yeah, I know Declan Rice and everything. And we looked him up. She sort of gave him a cold shoulder, and we looked him up, and he's played. He's not been on the bench. He's played 0 games for Southampton.
Oh, she's after a better quality of a footballer then, was she?
She told him he was a free, apparently. Apparently this is what people do at nightclubs. She went, nah, you're free, and he's fancy. He's a Premier League footballer. She went, all right, maybe a 4, but no more.
What, she did that to his face?
Yeah, apparently. That's what the youngsters do, yeah.
She went to the same charm school as you.
I know, right?
Dear, oh dear. You see girls like that? That's
He's
why
pretty
I never
ugly,
spoke
though.
to girls when I was a kid.
I'll send you a picture of him.
Well, I ain't no oil painting, but that's why I never spoke to girls when I was a kid.
Yeah, I know. They're harsh.
Girls are bitches. Wow.
Yeah.
Harry Taylor. All right, Harry. Says, evening, chaps. He's got quick and easy. It's quite topical.
Yeah.
Who is your Hammer of the Year?
Declan.
Fabianski. Anyway.
No.
Why not, mate? He ain't let us down. Don't knock it. I can't just keep...
He ain't going to get it. Right.
No, he ain't going to get it, but still.
Okay.
West Ham Ramble, Sean. Big fan of yours.
Yeah, of course he is.
He has asked, when was the last time Sean see his feet?
That's a bit fair. I can see my feet right now.
Yeah.
Because they're up.
Yeah.
Does West Ham Ramble go to games?
I don't know. He's funny enough anyway. Ray, the exponential anger.
Right?
You ready?
Yeah.
He says, the Ray Winstone and Ginge propaganda clips clearly shot in the same spot on the same day. He's talking about Talk Sport here. That looked like at a charity game. How many more of these oaths of fealty can we expect? And is Sean waiting with bated breath for his to go viral? MSB out.
Who's MSP? Morris Sullivan, Brady. Funny way of doing it.
What am I waiting to go viral?
So basically, Ginger Collins gave a interview to Talksport. It looked like they were at a charity game, saying David Moyes is the best man for West Ham.
Yeah.
To quote Collins. Now, I don't think did Collins play for Moyes?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Not sure he did.
Yeah, he did.
What? Only in his first?
Yes.
I mean, right.
Yes.
Okay. Well, anyway, look, he's there was me thinking, you want to be careful saying that publicly. But Ray Winstone sort of said the same as well. So wherever this charity football game was, they got interviewed on the pitch, and they both, and it is.
Do you know what?
Funny
There is
a lot of people in football.
Yeah.
Do sing the praises of David Gold.
David Moyes, you're right. And
Moyes.
when I go on Talk TV, what's his name? Saggers. Mark Saggers always sings the praise of David Moyes. And, I think even Jason Cundy and all of those sort of, they think that we as fans don't understand and, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, we'll see. Next up is old Aladdin saying himself. Davy Jones says, evening all. He said, do you think playing a number of reserves on Sunday was a gamble? And do you think it will pay off? Get well soon. Thank you very much, Dave. Brady out.
Brady out. So do you think what?
Do you think it was a gamble playing the reserves on Sunday?
No.
You don't think it was a gamble?
Well, it's not a gamble because it didn't mean anything to us. We're safe anyway.
No, okay. Is one school of thought that players actually play better by constantly playing and maybe not rested?
Well, maybe it's just the injury that was worrying.
Okay. Personally, I think it will pay off, Dave. But we'll do that at predictions. Yeah. Excuse me.
Need to go soon because I've got to take my stepdaughter out.
Jake's not toxic, says Jake. Not toxic on Twitter.
Right.
He says we know Moyes dipped on his third season with Everton. They finished 17th, people.
Yeah.
And then bounced back the next year. Never finished below 11th after that. Where do we have to finish next year for Moyes to stay? And if it's hard to play exciting football with his squad, how boring will it be next year? He's gone, cheers from Detroit. Love a bit of Detroit music. Motown. Brady out. Uptown.
Brady out. I think for me, you'd have to sort of get... I've just had enough of it, whatever, actually. Because the fact of the matter is, he can't stay forever, can he?
No.
Right? So one day he's got to leave. So for the sake of the football club, you've got to decide what time is best for him to leave. Now, if he wins the Europa Vase, then that could be a good time to leave. If he loses the Europa Vase, that could also be a good time to leave. So there's your answer. So why hang around waiting for...
All right. I've got a theory.
Go on.
And the theory is that, he did say to the ownership that this would be a transition season.
Yeah.
As he breaks up.
Next season.
No, and this is the theory. So the theory is that they will allow him this season as his transition.
Right.
And then, but if there is a continuation of this season into next season into the play in the lack of quality on the pitch, then that will be curtains for him. So they will
I'm
allow
pretty
him
sure you
to
know what you're
chance.
going to get next year.
Well,
The problem, what Sullivan's facing is, as he's already mentioned, giving him the money to spend.
yeah.
Because there's a lot going out that's honestly fucking waste of money, really, when you look at it.
Yeah, it's a tough one because
It is
actually
tough
to
one.
back him properly, you got to spend the money because it's transition. The idea of
Yeah.
transition is you're breaking up what you got. Yeah, so Criswell gets a year. Criswell's a bench player, cut player, whatever. You know, you got to utilise. You got to bring someone in, not a Declan Rice replacement, irreplaceable, but you need to bring in another midfielder. Use the fact that Declan Rice is leaving to change the way that you play.
You got to. But he can't do that. He can't change the way.
Well, you say that, and
Well, I saw it Sunday as well.
well, yeah, but what I'm
Every
saying
player
is,
was different.
let's see next season what happens.
I'm not going to see next season. I
Well,
said this beginning of this season. You got till Christmas, and he didn't change it. He
yeah,
can't change it. So
well,
for
we'll
me,
see.
Back to the questions.
he might not want to. By the way,
Yeah.
he
No,
might.
the thing is, I think he's stubborn. I'll call it stubbornness. What he looks at how he was successful, and he thinks he can replicate that again and again and again, and it don't work. And you have to change the way you do it. Nothing in no industry you can continue on the same path, and he neglects the fact that. Sorry, it was only down at frigging Lingard. People forget that we got European football in the first place.
Yeah, he was about to
He's
get
a
£1 million
world
bonus for keeping Forest up. By the way,
Who is?
Lingard.
He's hardly played.
It don't matter. His
That's
deal
how they
was
stayed up.
his deal was at £10 million. His basic was 85. The rest of it was a signing bonus. Didn't even want appearances paid over the year with a £1 million bonus for survival by Forest. Well done. He's got 10 million quid. Well, it looks like it if Forest do stay up, which is looking more likely. Congratulations. Well done. And then he'd be a free agent in the summer. Not sure he's put himself in the shop window, though, really, for West Ham or anyone else. Or would you?
Yeah, but on the money equivalent to how he's played this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Put him in the under-23s, yeah?
No.
Anyway.
Ted Sexton, my old mate. Excuse me, people. Okay, I'm starting to suffer now.
Yeah, well, I think you need to cut it short, mate.
Going on with the people. Ted says he's going for a win on both 2-0 and on Sunday a 3-0. Leeds injury list is favourable. Look forward to seeing Sam's face out the game. So do I. Let's relegate that fat butt. Get well quick. Thank you. It needs to be bloody quick. Grant Croxford. Evening, chaps. He says, I don't want to get another yellow from Len. Sophie's choice. So you boys can answer this first. Do me a favour. Would you rather lose in the semi-final and always wonder what might have been, or lose in another final and have your heart broken again?
I'd sooner get to the final this time. Or do I? Losing a semi-final.
Yeah, no, I want to get to a final. I don't mind. Getting to a final is a step forward, and I know if someone's got to lose.
If we lose Thursday, do you want Moyes gone?
I think whether we win or not, and I said this on TalkSport, we're ready for a more progressive manager. Fans in general are. So it doesn't matter to me whether we win the Conference League or not. I think we're ready for a new manager with different ideas. Nothing personal. I think Moyes has done well for us.
Yeah, okay.
Whether you love Moyes or not, we always got him too late.
Yeah.
Didn't we, really?
Yeah.
And this is what I'm saying. Because we know one day he's going to have to go.
The funny thing is, the shelf life of a Premier League manager is 3 years.
Yeah.
So actually, he's done better than that.
Yeah.
He's done 3.5. Yeah. So you could say, all right. But then with 4 years, he's managed West Ham. I think he's second behind Harry in the amount of Premier League games he's managed.
Yeah.
So when you look at it, you think, wow, actually, he has done well for us. And he's done well for himself, though. Because, he never worked for anyone from leaving us to coming back. And that told a story all by itself.
It did.
So, in the eyes of the football world, I'm not saying football fans, but to other managers and other coaches and other club owners, he's redeemed himself.
Yeah.
And that could ensure that he keeps in employment.
I don't think he will, though, Nigel, actually.
Well, he could go to Scotland. He could get the Celtic
He
job.
could go to Scotland.
We could do a job swap. Why not say, let's go to Postecoglou?
Yeah.
He could come back down. Always goes back to Celtic and manages Celtic. Job swap. Job done. Thank you very much.
Right, moving on.
So, and to answer Grant's question, I would rather lose in the final.
Yeah, that's all three of us.
Paul Nolan said, how late do you leave it to renew your season ticket?
Day before.
When they send out the renewal the last day, can you renew?
Yes.
My
only advice is don't do it on the last day, as I used to do, because the website often crashes. So better do it the day before.
People, and if you're going to do the 10 monthly thing, or if you're going to do the 4 payment thing, just look at the dates, yeah? Because I think it's 16th of June it shuts for season ticket holders, Sean, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Friday before Father's Day. So if you was going to buy your father kids, if you're listening, if you're going to buy your father a season ticket for Father's Day, make sure you do it before Father's Day. Father's Day's the 18th.
I noticed after we won on Friday, I got a message straight away going, "Don't lose your access tonight like yesterday." That was
they're getting desperate, aren't they?
Yeah.
Right, Eddie the Eagle Edwards, evening chaps, said, I just wondered what you knew about the touted fan park planned by the stadium for the final if we get there. If that happening, and if so, what's the plans? It's definitely needed with the pitiful amount of tickets available. Cheers and Brady out.
All I know is, look,
it's going to be very fragmented there because a lot of people are going to go to the rounds.
Well, it's open. I mean, I know Andy Sheldon's the police is talking about it, and because they've got to talk to the police, but it's that community is available for hire, and it's quite cheap. So as long as they can, the community warm up track, which is right next to the club shop. That's where they do their family fun days, and that's where we do it. They would erect a big screen.
Who does a family fun day?
West Ham do. They've done 2 or 3 there with like blow ups.
I understand now. It's all makes sense.
Blow up castles, by the way, not blow up anything else.
So who are they asking then?
They go to the London Legacy Corporation,
right?
And it's available for hire. The commercial rates are available. So to hire it is a set fee. For an event like that, and then it's just making sure, from a safety point of view, which is Newham Council, that they can take a number of people. Look, it's not going to be 30,000 people there. I don't think 30,000 will go. There will be a finite number of thousand that you could get in that
Neil,
area.
Who are you going to do it? Come down the Black Line with me.
It's only 300 seats, by the way, in that community thing, so you would probably have to.
It'll be on the pitch and all that, but come down the Black Line with me. We're going to have a party.
I'll be in Spain, so not me.
And Phasmania says, what are the 3 positions we need to strengthen in the summer? Defence, midfield and attack.
Defence,
manager, chairman and CEO.
Yeah, there you go. Well done.
Barry Meikle, our favourite Canadian, as well as, obviously, Mr. Ogaluna. I don't want to ignore him as well. Evening, gents, says, fully support the rotation squad, but surprisingly, they look like 11 men who had never previously met, or unsurprisingly, says. All right, he's got a question quickly. Who else do you want to see go down, and why?
I would love Everton to go down, but unfortunately it won't be Leicester.
Too. Okay. I'm picking Leeds. 3 guesses.
Yeah, because of Sam. But I don't like dirty Leeds anyway. I'd like Leeds to go down. Southampton, shame, but they've done it for themselves. Yeah, and it'll be great if Everton go down. Everton are in so much financial trouble. If they went down, I'm not sure they would come back up again. I really do. I think they might do a Sunderland.
So apparently on the West Ham Voice tonight, we got the Road to Prague preview. The director of football search ramps up on what impact does Noble have. Moyes, Newman, and Noble. He's got injury news update and all the weekly updates on West Ham. Tune in at 9:30 by clicking on the link below.
Yeah, I did ring Stale on before this podcast and update him.
Yeah, he loves to post. I don't know if he thinks Twitter. Yeah, but what I don't get is instead of him posting his own, he sort of replies.
He's starting to reply now because that's an already outdated method. Apparently.
Yeah, it
don't work, does it?
No.
I did
it
like.
tells you the stats at the bottom now.
Perhaps you need to talk to him, Sean.
Doing it.
I will do. Although I did like AI. Our friend AI Sean got a bit of grief for his views. I know you argue back, and someone else has said the biggest abuse of a blue tick I've ever seen on Twitter. And I thought, bloody hell, if that's the biggest abuse you've seen of a blue tick, you've led a sheltered life.
Well, I look quickly. Let's go to him because actually what he said was. I'm going to read it out.
I didn't find a lot to disagree.
No, I didn't think you would.
But then again,
I'm looking for the tweet. Why can't I find it? Twitter's a bit weird when you're doing it on your phone. Spot on. Here we go. Cool. He tweets a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yes, he does. Look, he does. I'm going to go on and tweet now.
Right, here we go. So this is what he said. This is a bit more than a match report, as today simply illustrates for me why, whatever the result on Thursday, Moyes and the club must part ways in the summer.
Right.
Oh, excuse me. The pause was for me to cough.
Yeah,
we have a squad only in name. He's flogged the same 13, 14 players all season, long and low. I think we've used a few more than 13 or 14, though. And behold, when we need to use the squad players, they struggle as they simply aren't used to the game time. I won't disagree there. It will be exactly the same next season too, as he's proven he can only manage a small group of players.
And he only wants to be fair to him.
But what I'm saying is if he gets the right players, that can still do well.
Yeah, but in our position, in West Ham position, this is why we've got to get youth in, because you can't sign 25 million, 30 million pound players and not have them play.
Yeah.
Because they think they're going to come here and play.
Yeah.
A youth team player will sit there patiently and work hard and earn his right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well,
I've got to go.
No, you won't. Just sit tight, because then we're finished, yeah? Equally, his development of players is non-existent. It's hard to name one player who's really improved under Moyes' coaching.
I can't
this
name
is
one.
where I then went to two players straight away without thinking.
Marko Arnautovic.
Arnautovic and obviously Antonio are two players that have improved playing under David Moyes.
Yeah, but they've gone by. They've become a striker, and
they've. That weren't. It didn't. This is the thing, yeah. He didn't say. He just said you can't. This is what he says. Yeah, you can't.
No, I don't think that. I disagree.
You can't go. He weren't a striker.
No,
so
listen.
Whatever.
3-0.
He's not said that. What he said was no one has improved.
Alexandra Arnold.
No, he hasn't. No, I'm right, and I'll stand by what I said. They haven't improved.
They have.
No, they haven't. They haven't improved.
I'm sorry.
Nigel.
Listen,
because
Arnautovic
you're only comparing him with a previous manager, Arnautovic. Arnautovic was mustard at Stoke. You can't say David Moyes improved him.
Well,
he is.
Listen, all I can view him on is with my eyes, yeah, and my eyes that watched Arnautovic, and my eyes that watch Arnautovic. In David Moyes' first game at Watford away, would have been happy if he'd never come back on the pitch after he screamed because he'd hurt his little finger. Yeah? But then Moyes gets him plays him up front.
By changing his position.
Well, but then he's improved him. He improved him as a player.
Hell. I mean, that's like saying someone's taller because they're standing on a table.
Well, I suppose they are, in theory.
Yeah, but they're not. They're the same height. That's the whole point I'm making.
He improved the player. By moving in position, he made
Yeah.
him into a better player.
He made him. He increased his value. That's what he did.
See this and this
Before
is
you set Len off,
well, it just
can we bring this to a close and
he
save
then
your voice?
says,
Oh,
we
it's
have
also
persistent-
San Antonio was pretty decent under.
Yeah, but he's
And-
definitely a better player for West Ham now than he was before.
Because if he wouldn't better, he wouldn't have played him. If
Right.
he didn't, if Bevan didn't work hard, they wouldn't get played.
Let it go, Len. Let it go.
What he said, and this is
All
the
right,
thing.
well, we can, with your little two, we can name many players that have gone downwards. I'll start for now.
Hold up, but this is.
Okay, I can hold up as much as you like.
No, yeah, but I can say the same things. Yeah, but that ain't what he said. I'm answering what he has said here, and actually, he is wrong now. He's
No,
wrong
he's
to say that.
Okay, right.
No, he's not.
Guys,
Generally, they go down.
We're going to move on. We're at
Now,
2
where
hours.
I agree with him, there's absolutely no indication that he could evolve and adapt to how we play, which is a big part where he fails to integrate.
We said we're going to have a short
findings.
one. We ended up with 2 hours.
Yeah. Well, that is a short one.
It is for us.
Let me finish. Yeah.
Go on.
See, with Moyes at the helm next season, I don't see us standing still. It'll be a relegation scrap from day one. He's guessing here, obviously.
don't know that.
We all are, because when I say, well, maybe not, let's wait and see. I'm guessing. Yes, on occasions we'll raise our game. He's right there and beat a top 6 side. I'm not sure about that. But more often than not, Moyes will be predictable in that form.
Yeah.
So, to sum up, he said he thanks him for taking us into Europe for 2 seasons running. But if he wins that, it could be free. Some truly unforgettable European nights. But while this could be viewed as a degree of progress, there's no indication he can evolve and progress the club any further. The only thing is, I would say about that is, people get too hamstrung on the word progress. There is no such thing as progress for a club the size of West Ham. We ain't ever going to join the big boys while this club is owned by the people that it's owned by. There will be no progress. So we have to accept, because there's 2 ways of doing it. We either have a fucking revolution and the fan rise up, start a civil war and drive the fuckers out. And we've tried that and they're still there. Or we accept our lot, find peace within the fan base and wait until they go.
There you go. Power to people. What a great place to leave it, Nigel. Predictions.
West Ham go out on penalties Thursday.
God.
And we draw. No, we lose again.
Oh.
Just to fuck Nigel off.
Okay. Nigel?
I think it'll be a 1-1 draw on Thursday. And I think away goals don't count, to be fair. And I think we'll win 8-0 against Leeds.
I think we will win 2-1. Same away in Amsterdam and Holland. And I think a cheeky 1-0 win to shove it up Big Sam's big behind and see dirty Leeds go down.
Would you like a little sportsman's bet, Nigel?
Go on.
How about the Leeds United game? If we beat Leeds, I'll give you the Bowling Castle painting.
Yeah.
But if we don't beat Leeds, I will publish and sell the pictures of you and Big Sam.
Oh, yeah, that's
How about
that's
that?
a
Do you
good
take
deal.
that bet?
That's a good deal. Take the bet.
What if it's a draw?
I'll win. That's not beating Big Sam, is it?
So West Ham's got to win.
Yeah.
So you want to publish and sell the pictures?
You won't sell them. Who's going to buy a picture of you and Big Sam naked? I mean, it's just not going to happen.
Don't give the game away, Sean.
Sorry.
All right, I'll take the bet.
All right, then.
Okay.
Right. I fancy us to beat Leeds.
Well done for surviving 2 hours, Nigel. I've been Sean. Nigel has been...
coughing and spluttering.
Len has been...
sounding much clearer.
Yeah, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Well done, boys. And we'll be back next week. Oh no, we've got a week after that before we might have a little rest. Come on, you Irons.
Bobby Moore, more than just a podcast. Bobby Moore, more than just a podcast.
You happy with that? Was it a good performance?
That was amazing. We had the fight to come back from that. Listen, how can we lose against Alphabet FC? Listen, Airport that way, Prague is this way. We're getting to that final, I'm telling you. Smashing them, 3-1 in the second leg, mate. Definitely.
I like your confidence. You've been drinking a couple of them primes. You had some primes, didn't you?
Not today, mate. But I just think we had.
All right, son.
I just think we had.
Like EastEnders, innit? Oh, yeah.
I just think we had the fight and desire to come back from that. Solid penalty from Ben Rama. Antonio's goal, good too. Listen, I think they just lost. I just think they lost all their confidence. But they have got some great fans. They have got some great fans. So stay till the end, even at 2-1 down. You have to give them that, mate. You have to give them that. We're safe in the league now. Now we've got to win this whole entire thing. We've got to go to Prague and do it.
Do you think we're going to do it?
I think we'll do it.
Yeah.
Easy. Come on, you Irons!
Come on, you Irons. Well done.
Don't leave anything out here. It's your night, boys.
For now, sit back, blow your bubbles, and watch those dreams cascade and fly.
But here is Horgan trying to get the wrong side of the defender, and then there was a challenge right on the edge of the box. Aaron Cresswell has been given a straight red card into the centre. Borre's there, and he smashes it low and hard past Alphonse Areola, and that may be the goal that just burst West Ham's European bubble. Declan Rice is going to go all alone. Oh my word! That is a brilliant goal!
Once you're in a competition, why would you not go all out to win it? Yeah. You win it, you're in the Europa League.
The European one's the one we want to set our sights on.
I've got a lot of respect for AZ and the way they play and what they've got.
Antonio to shoot! Antonio to score! Now they're heading into the semi-finals, all right!
You're listening to the Sports Bar on Talk Sport with me, Jamie O'Hara, and Jason Cundy. We have to turn our attention to a huge game tonight in Europa Conference League semi-final first leg. It's live on Talk Sport. It's going to be presented by Hugh Woozencroft, commentary from Jude Proudfoot and former West Ham striker Dean Ashton. It is West Ham versus AZ Alkmaar in the Dog and Duck Cup. Let's go to Sean Whetstone. He speaks for West Ham. All right, Sean.
You all right?
Yeah, Sean, massive game this. We'll have a bit of a joke about it, but it is a huge game for West Ham and trophy on offer.
Yeah, it is. And it's a repeat of last year, semi-final against Frankfurt, Little trick over to Germany. So it's getting pretty familiar for us now. Semi-finals, European semi-finals.
Well, I mean, steady on, Shawnee. It's been, but I hear the irony in your voice. But you're absolutely right. This is like 2 in 2 years. This is unheard of.
Yeah, it's great. And look, it's really great. It's a sellout crowd tomorrow. It's 62,500 people at the London Stadium. It's a shame we only can take 975 over to Holland.
Disgusting.
But,
Disgusting.
But there'll be a lot more there, I'm sure. And then we're going to go to the final in Prague.
Sean, I've got to ask you, look, it's a massive game for West Ham, and they're going to be full strength. Are you worried a little bit about AZ Alkmaar? They're playing well in the Eredivisie. It's a big game, this.
Look, you don't get to a semi-final without playing a few good games. So, it's a cup competition, and we can't be complacent. We're playing the first leg at home. I'd rather play the second leg at home, obviously.
Yeah.
We need a cushion. I'll take a win, but I would love to finish tomorrow night, 2 or 3-0, and then we take it over to Holland. But, they're not going to make it easy for us. We saw that in the last round to get through to the semis. I know people say this about the competition and they have to look up some of these teams and where they've come from. But, Roma won it with Jose Mourinho last, and look what it meant to them. This will mean something to West Ham. This will be a proper piece of silverware.
Yeah.
And it will mean we get into Europa League next year and we'll be in Europe for the third year running. So we really want to win this one. We want to get through the semi-final.
Sean, I've got to ask you, if you win this competition, it's a huge trophy for West Ham. I know people might be like, oh, it's not major tournament, but it is. Roma won it, and, it had an open top bus around Rome about it. And, it is a huge tournament. If they win this, is there a chance that you could keep Declan Rice?
No. Short answer. No, he wants Champions League football. His father and agent has been really clear to our board. He wants Champions League football. So that's Chelsea out. That's Liverpool out. But, who knows? Is he going to Arsenal if they stump up the money? Is he going to Man United or Man City? Probably not Man City. Is he going to Newcastle or is he going to Real Madrid? He will go this summer. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
So, Sean, here's the question. How much do West Ham want?
Well, you know what they want because it's been publicised. It's been leaked. They want
120 million for Declan Rice. They're not getting that.
I'm trying to do a deal with Sean. Shut up.
You're not getting it.
I'm trying to do a deal with Sean. Right.
No.
How much do you want, Sean?
Well, if you ask me what the price is, right, we're negotiating. I'll say 120 million. Right. What are you prepared to offer?
What if Chelsea offer 120 million?
Chelsea's not a Champions League club, though. He wants to play Champions League.
Well, so there's the deal. So who can afford him?
West Ham can still finish above Chelsea.
I think West Ham have a problem here. I'll tell you why.
Go on.
Man City don't need him. Arsenal want him, can't afford him.
Yeah.
Liverpool can't afford him.
And they won't get Champions League. Yeah.
No, but the Champions League is a smokescreen. Let me tell you now, it's a smokescreen. No, I tell you why it's a smokescreen, because money talks.
Yeah, of course it does.
Right?
Yeah, I won't disagree.
And the Champions League one is
that's nonsense. It's nonsense.
Okay, where's he going then? Give me the club, and we'll sort the fee out.
Chelsea.
Well, that's what I mean.
See him at Chelsea or Arsenal, but Arsenal can't afford him.
No, but there's the thing. See, Chelsea haven't got Champions League football, but Arsenal can't afford him. So what I'm saying to you is that West Ham don't care where the money's still green. Wherever it comes in, it's still green, right? It's still green. So it doesn't matter. So
you're right, because we take the biggest bid. We don't care whether he's done a gentleman's agreement with Arteta at Arsenal, right?
Yeah.
If he's got to agree personal terms, we will take the highest bid.
Sean, I think he'll go less than the 120 million.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right.
Yeah, I think.
What do you think he'll go for?
I think he could go for 90. I think 90 gets him.
I'll take 90 all day long.
Sean, is he worth 90 million?
I think Arsenal might go there. 120, Arsenal don't go there.
Enzo Fernandez paid 100 million, right, Chelsea? He won the World Cup.
Yeah, but... Okay.
I know, but you look at him against United last week, he's been showing recent
He's top draw.
display.
He's top draw.
Yeah. He's going places, and, good luck to him. We want to take top money for him. I'll take 90 million.
Yeah, I think he's less than 100 million. I think West Ham probably know that. They're over-egging it. But the Champions League team is a smokescreen. They don't care. They'll send it to Brentford for 200 million. Let me tell you that for nothing. They would. So,
I can't speak for his family and his agents, but that's the there might be a smokescreen, but they're saying they want Champions League football, and that's why he won't sign a contract. And that's why he won't stay at West Ham beyond the summer. And the board have resigned themselves to that fact. It's been leaked. Yeah. It's well known.
Sean, sorry, just on that.
One extra little bit. We've just done the photo shoot this week for the new home kit. Declan Rice was not in it. The captain was not part of it. That tells you everything you need to know.
Sean, here's another question for you. David Moyes, if he wins this tournament, I know it's been a bad season in the Premier League, it looks like you're going to stay up, obviously, but... if he wins the Europa Conference League, does he stay in a job?
I think it's difficult not to see him out in his last year of his contract. You're not asking me whether I think he should stay in the job. You're asking, will he stay in his job? And I think the board will find it difficult to relieve him.
Okay, what do you think?
I think the fans believe, well done, David, you've done a really good job, but we need... maybe a manager a little bit more progressive with a few more ideas. Mm-hmm. Now, it's been proved the board held their nerve this season when everybody else was sacking everyone, Chelsea many times, and it looks like we're safe. We're at 37 points.
You're safe.
38 really
You're
with the extra goal difference. We're safe, right?
Yeah.
So they held their nerve and it paid off. Will they hold their nerve another season? I don't know. Will they bring someone else in? I don't know. One thing I do know is he will not have so much control over transfers. He will not get to spend the Declan Rice money. That will go. The board will have a much bigger say of how the money is spent, and possibly bring in a new director of football over the summer.
Sean, it's been an absolute pleasure, mate. Thanks for coming on.
Cheers, Shawnee.
All right. All right, take care. Sean Whetstone there. Just a reminder, that game tonight, Europa Conference League semi-final first leg is live on TalkSport. West Ham versus Alkmaar. Me and Cundy will be taking calls straight after that. The game with no name is coming up next.
When you're planning out your